Welcome back, folks. My name is Rich, and I'm just a dad and happen to have a New York accent. This podcast is all about writings from non-speaking autistic individuals who tap one letter at a time on a letterboard, a keyboard, or any other type of electronic device. In this particular episode, we once again will step away from the political landscape in New York State. Over the past year, our non-speakers shared what freedom of speech means to them and emphasized the importance to pass the Communication Bill of Rights for individuals with developmental disabilities. As a reminder, the bill never made it out of the Senate Disability Committee. So we transition. And we're going to hear from 4 non-speakers who share their true feelings about their lives. All 4 attend Mouth to Hand Learning Center in Mount Kisco, New York, and each has their own personal blog. A quick fact before we get to the writings. The CDC issued a statistical report back in 2025 that the rate of autism spectrum disorder in the United States is 1 out of 31. That data was from 2022. The next update is expected in April of 2027. On to our writings. First up is Kyle Flynn, who wrote this piece last year that he titles My Party. On Saturday, I had my 30th birthday party. My mom went gaga and rented the top floor of a restaurant. She invited many of my friends. There was tons of food and a bar with drinks and lots of beer. The highlight for me was when my family stood in front of everyone and read my speech and one of my poems. Listening to my mom's speech was awesome too. Sometimes before I could talk, I would dream of a party like that. I have to say, that party exceeded my dreams. Next is Brett Shaffrin. He taps out the following, which he titles OCD Hell. Having OCD is torture. Being compelled to do things you don't want to do is like being mentally flayed. It sucks your soul by sucking your will. Real Brett is thinking, I love my poetry class the most. OCD Brett is thinking, I can't be here. He has no rhyme or reason for his stupid thoughts, but he wins every debate because to not listen means overwhelming anxiety. My OCD suddenly decided I can't sit in poetry. I am crushed because it is literally my favorite. I have no idea why it suddenly settled on that, and that's the horror of it. There is no logical reason for any of these things it settles on, yet it dictates everything. I think that the OCD is actually worse than not being able to talk now that I can type. It is endless torment. Up next is Caitlin Flaherty, and she gets candid by tapping one letter at a time with the following, which is titled Love. Let's have a candid discussion about love. I have some experience in this area. Maybe it's because I have had many boyfriends. Love is a feeling that is like no other. It is heart-centered, not to be confused with the brain and thoughts. Maybe it is the most powerful thing in the universe. I also must point out that love isn't only about boyfriends. You must also love yourself before you can love another person. So please consider this notion of self-love. It will change the way you see everything. Our final writer is Alex Gorman, and the title of his piece is Speaking for Myself. I am definitely the luckiest person on the face of the earth. Each day, we non-speakers can easily choose to feel sorry for ourselves. But nothing really easy is ever as good, I believe. To be happy is not an easy choice, but it's one I choose to make. Easy things are what some gravitate towards, but not me. The best things in my life and the people I love most have either been the hardest or worked the hardest. And these things, the hardest, feel the best because they represent achievement. This blog is about being lucky, working hard, achieving goals, and being what I've decided to be, happy. Thanks, Alex, and thanks, Caitlin, Brett, and Kyle. Thanks for your honest perspective on how you feel and allowing us into your lives. It's pure, it's raw, and it's true. Folks, this world becomes a far better place when we begin to respect the abilities these individuals possess. That's it. Till next time. Bye bye.